Welcome back. We are once again going live planet side. Let's enjoy ourselves as we are pummeling back to Supreme Isthmus. Commander Box Eater will not be joining us, playing by myself today. All by my little lonesome. How unfortunate. How unfortunate for me. How unlucky. I miss my boy already. As we are back on Supreme Isthmus, having fun in red, I think, or in dark blue. Nope, we're in dark red today, as I wanted to play some GOC. Welcome back. Part 3 of learning C on Supreme Isthmus. I still really don't feel like I've played a lot of this role, but in general, I feel like I have been having high impact. This is really the impact role, I think, at the end of the day. My transitions into fun flotilla device, flotilla tank attacks has not been very smooth, and that's something I want to try and focus on. You know, going flagship, kind of boring. Kind of boring. Kind of like very straightforward. Kind of like blah. There's so much more interesting stuff that we could do to harass the opponent. We could try and make paratroopers. I don't know if anybody, so the few of you might know of the Israeli operative episode where we saw a paratrooper get dropped on enemy GOC right after he built Tier 2 and blew it up. Very, very funny episode. I recommend you check that one out. I think that was actually that might have been Learning the Sea episode too. So maybe if you're on the series, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Good to have you. As Temporal Curve Hopper is now getting on the sea. Good for him. We are just getting our last couple of wins up for ourselves. I don't know, maybe this is too many wins, right? I'm paying off my boy, making some for myself, making an extra one. I really need to get an energy storage. I hope we'll see that soon. I think making the resbot is probably smart, making the resbot first, because this should take a lot of my energy. Wow, we are just overflowing as a team, it would seem, as now is definitely a time for some energy storage. Good call. I mean, next we could even go for a bit of conversion power. It's funny how that goes, right? We are overflowing on the red team, and the blue team is barely holding on for some of their players. As that guy getting leaked, not looking too hot. What is this? This is 3 blitzes coming to do some damage. No mexes have been taken, so there's no eco to kill. As the thugs might be enough. If they can get this first blitz kill pretty quick. Oh, wow, those direct hits were nasty. That was huge damage. As the blitzes, do they end up having any impact? Oh, one blitz gets through. Ah, unfortunate. Good old Supreme, getting just that one unit through can make all the difference. As we are now getting our, look at this. This is my new thing. I just don't know if this is even really good. Like, I think the heavy trance has been here for this guy. I don't know if he was transporting, would he have made it here already, kind of thing. He's gonna do some interesting stuff, and I hope I'm like not too distracted elsewhere on this large battle to not show you. You know what? Let's try and commit to keeping the camera angle like this. We've kind of got everything important in view. Maybe we can shrink our UI size down just a tad for you guys to let's see, maybe just basic spectator HUD size. Oh no, that's that. Well, actually, maybe that's nicer. Yeah, I like that more. Anyway, but then can we make this smaller? The boys, the player lists, we can turn off the country flag. That's it. Maybe some boys in the comments will have more interesting stuff to say as, yeah, sure, we'll take disabling the country flag, I suppose. That's good to know. Oh, look at this. I was reading this in the bottom right corner here. I was getting distracted. Clear map marks / drawings. As oof. Frontliner 69er got leaked. Poor boy. At least it's not Commander Box Eater. We all know Commander Box Eater, the poor lad, would be in the chat having a hard time. As our crossbow having value, temporal curve hopper not quite doing it correctly. With not dodging my crossbow. It's very doable with your scout, but you kind of need to really pay a lot of attention to it if you want to keep this within line of sight, especially. So it's not really that worth it most of the time. So I was very confused by this already, and I want to see where his commander ends up going because it was like Houdini. I was so confused. He just like disappeared. Okay, so he picks him up again. I see this. Okay, let's like, can we? Okay, yeah. So now we can watch, or no, it's not showing me where he is. Damn. I don't want the fog of war, you know? Like I wanna have our player view, but no fog of war. So we see him here. I was thinking this would be the position for my amphibious bot. So you gonna micro his commander? See, I think what's gonna happen here is he's gonna walk his commander, but I really want to know. So he's already got some herrings out, a classic, getting one to each side. I mean, this guy might be 14 OS, but he's got a clue. He's checking where my lab is, and he's making a unit to come and contest it. All very standard stuff. Is it just because I don't have sonar that I lose vision? Oh. Holy shit. I had no clue that that's how that worked. It's because the scout plane doesn't have sonar and you're underwater. Ladies and gentlemen, you learn something new every day. That is really cool to see. Dropping off your commander and just letting him walk. And yeah, I can't see him. And I guess if I had the radar up, maybe I would have known. But once again, not microing my stork. I really got to commit. This is one of those things that we can all pick up on pretty easily. I really got to commit to just putting this on a hotkey and just giving it some more. Like I do my queuing okay, right? Like I take the con bot that I'm gonna fly over. I select him. I make sure I get both of my mexes building. I queue up some more stuff. The light trans is flying over. I have queued the light trans to grab, right? And then so he just doesn't die to this, huh? No, he gets, yeah. It's not enough. He gets the D guns. Sure was close. Wow. Well played to Temporal Curve Hopper. He certainly gets that W there. As I didn't it all of this happened and I was just like microing in the cove, I think, right? At least I've gotten those mexes up now, and I got my medal back for sure off of the island. I got a couple minutes of sweet island mex time. But yeah, now he's ahead, folks. Now he's gonna be doing the dang thing as he starts setting up his LLTs. And this is kind of the trade-off. I have put my commander in my cove and I'm healing my ships, which feels really good for me. Because now I feel like I've honestly taken some pretty metal efficient trades. As Skater's surprisingly tanky, by the way, so I think I might be. I might show off. This frigate has 2100, but this skater has 780 HP. It's relatively metal equivalent, relatively. Still definitely like frigate favored for health to metal, but skaters surprisingly thick for how shit they look. And I think these are really OP. I think these are like the ticks of the sea. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm like my nose is draining through my entire brain today. I'm snorting up a storm. Quick sip of water. As the skaters are like the ticks of the sea, is what I was gonna say. Where you can have a force of frigates and a force of skaters, and I like skaters more than dolphins. They're faster. They're more maneuverable. They have radar sonar on them, which is a sweet. Maybe they're not faster actually. Let's look. Oh, they're not. Okay, but they're. I mean, 93 speed versus 105. I mean, that's a pretty big difference, I suppose, huh? So the Dolphin guy. And then the frigate is 81, and the oppressor 62. So I like the skater as the tick unit. I think it's much more spammable, right, than the dolphin even, which comes in at an extra 25 metal and 500 energy. I mean, the dolphin does do quite a bit more damage, right? It's looking very good here, actually. I think at this point in the game, definitely dolphins, but okay. Tier 2. For your Tier 2, I think skaters are an excellent spam unit. Let's go for that. I think, yeah, at that point, it's worth to think about like a spam unit, really. And I think then it's very, very big. So here's the destroyer versus frigate issue, right? 800 metal for 0. I mean, no, he's playing he's playing Cortex, so 1,000 metal for 0. I wish I had some res bots or my commander was walking to heal my shit like he does. Well done to my opponent once again, who is scaling honestly a little bit too much on the sea. This is a lot, a lot, a lot. Look at that. That's two. Well, nope. He's playing Cortex, so it's not 2 destroyers, but it's a destroyer and a half worth of energy production, and he is overflowing like a madman. I guess his team needs it. Smile. It's just not enough metal for him either, right? If he was converting at least, life would feel a lot better right now. But he's got, and this is the difference right now. Let's see, where I am converting appropriately, getting a lot more metal per second. I'm at 40 already, while he is still only at 20. He's not converting. And that is a big issue for him. I mean, I think if his commander was just plopping converters down a while ago, he could be really holding me back right now, but we've gotten in. We've destroyed the BP he put down there. If we can take out that con, and I'm not going anywhere. I feel very strong. It's just kind of that weird moment where your units, you need to just S-click on the enemy units first to make sure everything's dead and you're good. I think my stuff gets pincered, gets the flanking damage, starts shooting eco. It's just not. It's not what you'd want. It's a real metal delivery by me, to be honest. But my res subs have gotten out front, so I've already now I'm getting my metal delivery that he gave to me earlier in the game. So I'm just kind of throwing back a little bit, he throws one way, I throw the other way. But like, look at this. If I was microing this skater, I think it would literally just dance around this frigate and kill it. It's a surprisingly good offense unit. So keep that in mind. As I am desperately lacking for some fucking build power as we are sucking up tons of metal. Am I feeding anybody? This is one of those moments where I always try to feed somebody, I think, from the sea. In this situation, you're not you're maybe you're better than me and you're putting down build power appropriately. We're finally getting some. I'm thinking, maybe tier 2 maybe this is tier 2 time. Opponent is thinking something kind of similar. He's much more worried about finishing this last frigate and getting some res subs to get this almost 2,000 metal I delivered to him. But we've taken that mech. Ooh, not this mech. That's a yikes. We should definitely have taken that already. I think he gets to keep that for much longer this game than he should have. But, yeah, his commander is still just making wins, as he is still just way over on energy production with no scaling in sight. Very unfortunate for him. I think Eco gave me butlers as well, which was very nice. I've just got BP standing here that could be moving over, helping. Build scaling anything, as once again I'm just too focused on whatever other nonsense. Let's see, let's have a look. Okay, we're finally getting back to my BP. Good on me. And that's the thing. I'm 28 OS. I'm really not that good. You can get, like, you don't have to be some, Hera level god fucking clicking back and forth between your units all the time to get better at this game. Even when you're not queuing with your homie. When you've got an idea about what's going on, I don't know, you're not making stealth tanks. Just using them as, like, radars. you can really have a high impact. I mean, even Temporal Curve Hopper here could have had quite the impact this game if only he wasn't. His energy economy is really bad. His energy economy is really bad. I hope Mr. Curve Hopper sees this someday, or has a look at a replay someday, and just goes like, "Wow, my energy bar is completely full the entire game, and it's like plus 700." That's 10 metal a second. That's 10 metal per second, just waiting for him to get it. So we are finally hitting a roadblock with our own energy scaling, which is surprising as we are going full on tier 2 mexes now. Is our opponent getting anywhere close? Nope. 12 minutes into the game, we are getting our tier 2 mexes up. We've already gotten 3. And this is kind of the power of the GOC, right? This is the difference maker as well. I've already been up, I mean, I would imagine a huge amount of metal on my opponent. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I'm highest on my team by a long shot, and 11,000 on my C opponent. So I am already like there, right? I'm focused on my eco right now. I'm just getting to. There's no pressure coming from doppel shift. There's no pressure coming from enemy eco, and this is the moment when I need to die, right? Like they're going for double C now. They're starting to they're losing both of the C's. This is the C impact that's happening, by the way, where they're feeling forced to respond. They're even losing. It's pulling all the pressure back from the front now for us. This is the beautiful supreme winning strategy in action. Just win all the lanes, easy. Or win both of the side lanes, and then the mid lane is way easier. So I've got my tier 2 up. I now have 4,000 metal in tier 2 ships deployed, and it's time to get my tier 2 maxes up. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that a little quicker next time. Always be getting your tier 2 up. I saw it on Reddit, a nice Reddit comment, and they were like, you can only, metal is the most important resource in the game, and you can only get a tier 2 constructor out of a tier 2 lab. And you can only get tier 2 mexes after you make a tier 2 constructor. And it hits. It really does hit. If you can make a tier 2 constructor, that's always what you should make first out of your tier 2 lab, really, isn't it? As we are not putting this BP in, which sucks, but it's okay. We're putting the BP into other important stuff like boats and the tier 2 mexes, which is honestly better right now than putting it in here. We already have a bit of conversion queued up. Love to see it. Yeah, I had these pawns here as my early notification system. I built them because I was very afraid of Temporal Curve Hopper gooning me or some shit from the island. I think that's kind of a big opportunity, something to talk about a little bit of beach sea opportunities. I think that's something that will come up a lot. It's really proxying labs is what makes C lethal. When you can proxy a lab and push into the soft underbelly of the enemy team is when you have the most impact. I mean, look at this. This is 7 pawns. I've got 7 pawns defending my entire eco right now, and I don't think I'm wrong. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I've necessarily made too big of a miscalculation. We've got some BP ready to defend if I need to up here. We've got plenty of metal in the bank. We've got a little BP back here. I think this is a good argument for why you need a couple more construction turrets to really scale with. But yeah, we're scaling away. We're having a heck of a time. We've got we're starting to really turn the tides, so to speak. They have accessed infinitely more metal than us, folks. I am loving these new little bits of information. We have overflowed infinitely more energy, almost double. Yeah, look at that. My tier 2 boat, it almost died. It almost freaking died, but it didn't, did it? And yeah, I think and that goes to show if opponent was making 10 more metal per second for the last 5 minutes with proper conversion power, it wouldn't have been close. Oh goodness, do not fucking do this, he says. Where is that at? It's a nuke. I do what I want, says Len Len. He says, fuck you. I have 5 fighters up, and that's enough. I have 5 tier 1 fighters up at 16 minutes, and that's enough. It's not enough, ladies and gentlemen. It's not enough. Anybody with a brain could be bombing the shit out of Doppler shift. And even teaspoon for sure. I mean, all of this could be very, very dead very, very easily if somebody was doing a bit of a timing attack around the 15-minute mark on here. But yeah, all of your eco is gone now. Nice wins, bro. Within range. Very good. He's he starts putting down his shield. Funny. Yeah, that's that. And I go. I've learned. I like this move. I hope you guys agree with me. My poor tier 2 constructor getting turned away and I don't even know it. Not paying any attention. But you got to send some units to go check the corners. Rebuilding in the corner, I think, is a very legitimate strat on C. You know, especially if all you've got left is this island with your commander on it, like, make a lab somewhere, bro. Have some impact. I don't think down here is really the choice. You got to remember, like, this verticality, this beautiful, beautiful verticality makes no difference to you in the end. So just do with it what you will as far as putting down your lab is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not I don't think it's rocket science. I think you can just put it down somewhere that makes sense where it's kind of defendable. I like putting it down again on the hills, down from the hills because this is a good torpedo space. Like if you just put it like right into this cove as much as possible here, this like little nook. Here, let's draw. Drawing is fun, right? If you put it in this little nook, and then you get a little torpedo launcher action going on the high ground, and you've got your commander BPing down there. That's a lot more defensible than putting it where Temporal Curve Hopper is going to put it. We've got 30 platypi coming in. We got 30 platypi. There is no Geo left. I guess Doppler got afraid. Looks like he ate it, I guess. Maybe he said something about, what the fuck is this? We lost both C. What the fuck is this? When did that happen? 2 minutes ago. We must have missed it, as now the ducks or the platypi are coming through. Durango's got me. The platypi are coming through for the follow-up impact. Tropique Jam is, this is the moment for you to walk your commander forward and your units back. Oh wow. Whoa. Why did they all blow up? Was it, oh, it must have been a rip. Must have been a rip from the starlight oh yeah, they're still getting to, the platypi are still getting to have impact back here. Don't you worry, folk. Don't you worry now. Oh, go kill some conversion power. Enemy tech player leaves. He's out. He says, fuck this shit, I'm out. I ate my lab, I'm greedy. Fuck that shit, I'm out. No impact. I just want to eco. Fuck you guys. As he has infinite amounts of fucking wins. Is still making fusions anyway. Rage quits like a little baby. A little baby. And doesn't even try. Incredible. You love to see it from those type players. As there's not much left to see in this C. I built a flagship, as I was kind of alluding to earlier in the cast. Just build a flagship. I figured, hey, that'll do stuff. There's still enemies on my side, right? So would have had some impact. Like I said, I really should be trying to like skip into gooning into other useful attack methods that are not flagships. I think flagships are so expensive, and honestly, like 2 Titans can kill a flagship pretty easy. So, yeah, flagships I don't think are quite what they used to be, but I got a good timing. I mean, 20 minutes for a flagship in a normal game, right? If not everything was falling apart and we were the only lane winning, 20 minutes on this flagship would have felt great. We could have come and blown up the advanced geo ourselves. We could have had great impact. But we don't get to today. Well, no, let's be real. We had great impact. We won the sea, and winning the sea is all that counts. It opens up those lanes for platypus bullshit. It opens up the lanes for flagship. It opens up the lanes for. Oh wow! Look at this though. Hold on. Moment of criticism for ourselves. I like this radar. That's a good spot. But no radar out in the sea, folks. We did not really scale much BP. It really was like this moment when I was like, okay, you know what? Let's get out some engineers and make this flagship that I finally had some BP on the field. But what can you do, folks? What can you do? You're too when you're too focused on winning, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. You can just build. Look at that. I just had it queued up. I didn't even care. I just had it queued up in clumps. I was like, yeah, come and bomb it. I dare you. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. And they didn't, because they never do. They're always afraid. They never scout. The air players are pussies. Well, I hope you had fun with me today. I hope you learned a little bit more about C, being aggressive, seeing kind of that tier 2 transition for me, seeing the power of res subs, seeing the power of conversion, seeing the kind of more of the timing of Beach C, right? Like my opponent did a really good job contesting the island, getting out. He had units, he had res subs. He just made too much eco and didn't convert any of it. I mean, if he had had that conversion power up when I came in with my tier 2 and just like looked away, I just like microed it into his base and looked away, he could have won. He could have beat my ass from the look of things. So, if he had had, 3, 4 more frigates, because my dreadnought was on 8% HP when we came back. So there's a lot of opportunities, and yeah, hope you guys had fun. We'll see you on the next one.